So you probably are best off drawing a progression of sketches. Ribbon windows, all these contribute to creating a very clean and efficient architecture, which didn't really work. And you could go for something like this as well, just use a simple color, just the emphasis to be on the drawing itself. Let's talk about contemporary architecture. So one thing to notice is that contemporary architecture is very weird. Okay, it's hard to understand. So you look at it and you feel that it's kind of a statement, but again, you need to understand it in the context of where it started from. So I recommend you look one video behind at the modernism video, right? We're talking about the principles of modernism and the international style and so on. Again, this isn't a pure theoretical intellectual conversation. It's somewhere in between. Okay, it's not me detailing how Future Systems built their media center, how they used aluminium, like this aluminium shell to create this weird shape, right, sitting on a piece of concrete in the middle, right? We are not discussing the sections through this. We're not discussing the detailing. We're just going to have like a broad, like a broad stroke of, like how to draw this, the logics, the graphics. Okay, so whatever you do, you will go back inevitably to thumbnail sketches. Okay, so the way all my content works is that you need to be connecting things in your mind. So this with the line drawing, with the graphics, okay, they all work together, right? So obviously, just Google search one of these pictures, one of these buildings, right? Get an image and start, sketching the thumbnail sketch of it. Okay. Obviously, it's not going to work from the first go, so you probably are best off drawing a progression of sketches until you get one that's you feel, because they feel when they're right, Just maybe number 3 here is the right one, okay? And just take a B2 or A2 sheet of paper, split it in 8, and boom, attack, okay? The 4-step formula: 1, right, fill the page with lines, fill page lines. Number 2, right, a ruler, right, and thicken the straight angles. 3, hatching, which is for shadows and for materials. Number 4, rethicken, right, ruler, thicken. So these are the kind of same thing. Okay, and you get something like this. Again, let's focus on the line drawing first. I could explain every one of these, what they mean, but it's just, sometimes thinking too much about these things stops you from doing it, doing the thing. This is post-modernism. So you could say that modernism just wanted to create buildings which were true to their form. They weren't like covered in excess decorations. So basically a big no to the type of architecture which implies decorations and you jumping from one thing to the other. We talked about this when we the analytical architecture, right, I called it. Okay, so big no to that. So going closer to a shape, a perfect shape without decoration, and that went to an international style which started off with Le Corbusier and his 5 principles of architecture. Let me see if I remember them. So the pilotis, right? So basically you lift the building off the ground. And number 2, the green terrace. So the roof isn't going to be, inclined anymore. It's going to have like a green space. Number 3, free plan. Right, so you've got basically the structure doesn't coincide with the rooms anymore. Okay, you kind of could imagine this postmodernism being inspired from this. The free facade, right? So you have like a separation between facade and basically you can have like a separation between the structure, sorry, and facade. Number 5, I think, the ribbon windows. Right, the free facade, we've got a separate facade from the structure, and the ribbon window, right, with these long cuts. Okay. Okay, so all these, the pilotti, rooftop terrace, free plan, free facade, and ribbon windows, all these contribute to creating a very clean and efficient architecture, which didn't really work, okay, because humans, we need something that's a bit more personal in our building choices, okay? So that's when Post-Modernism came. Mies van der Rohe said less is more, right? Robert Venturi, less is a bore, right? The counter movement, okay, counterculture thing. Okay, so that's where this sort of stuff started. Okay, so you can see these buildings are all statements. Okay, the Vanna Venturi House, Mario Botha's Museum, the George Pompidou Center, I think this is neo-futuristic. I think, yeah, it's from Norman Foster, the Hong Kong Center Bank, something. And I think this is the Delaware Library, if I remember right. Okay, so it's got a bad proportion somewhere here, but regardless, you see these are all statements. And the Wall House by John Hejduk, which was built in his honor, I think, 2001 probably, yeah, was finished like, a while ago. Okay, so these are all statements. Okay, so you see that, you know, we had like a dull way of seeing architecture. Then we moved to this, and then things got weird. 1 second, going back. So you see, all of this is postmodernist. It's very, kind of copy paste, because these are the buildings. You need to understand how to draw them and feel them, right? And then it got really weird with the Santiago Calatrava type of stuff, right? So very sculptural. Okay, and then Frank Gehry came up with the dancing house and everything. Okay, Tadao Ando with his Church of Light, Herzog and de Meuron with this regeneration of this is in London actually, right, of an old electrical facility or whatever you call it. Okay, they made a gallery space out of it, a museum. Casa da Musica by Rem Koolhaas. Zaha Hadid, obviously, big name. And then Norman Foster, which like grew his kind of style. Okay, so my personal favorite is somewhere between Rem Koolhaas, just because of his approach, and obviously Future Systems. Like, I just love this building. Okay, obviously there's a lot to explore here, and we are just going to scratch the surface. Graphics wise, you can be a bit more crazy here, because some of these buildings are crazy. So you start with just a basic 2B pencil, right, drawing. Obviously foreground elements, trees, people, etc. Shadows, obviously, but again, you choose one of these main colors for an accent. You can go for like something typical like this. Just use a warm color and then maybe add graphite or the complementary on top. And you could go for something like this as well, just use a simple color, just the emphasis to be on the drawing itself. Okay, and each of these buildings needs to have something specific to it. Okay, that's how you get good at this. You just start feeling, yeah, this looks like no, something's wrong here. Okay, I think it's larger at the bottom. Okay, it's inevitable. These are buildings that are hard to understand. Don't worry about it, just go for it, step by step, okay? So hopefully you've got a couple of ideas from this video. Hopefully you've taken notes, and if not, let's note down 3 things that you learned from this video. Let's go, 1, 2, 3. Maybe it's about line drawing, maybe it's about, you thought this is much more complex than it is. It is complex when you're starting to actually do it. Okay, it's very it would be hypocritical on my behalf to just imply over-rationalization of something that's common. You know, I mean, you can find these buildings everywhere. One thing that I need to finish is like a diagram of all the architecture styles, so you can understand how they are progressing, right, and the important ones for each category and their specific architects, right? And that, with this and the graphics, you're set. It's everything you need to know here, right? The next step is for you to contribute to this. Okay, so if you've got any questions, just let me know, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care and draw nicely. So if you want to take your architectural drawing and design skills to levels you never thought possible, get that portfolio for architecture school, get those skills that you can learn from going to university, then visit me on my website, freehandarchitecture.com. I've got a fair bit of information here. You can see a couple of my students' drawings, what they did, how they progressed. You also have free videos, free lessons. This is me sketching here from the live lessons. We are going to talk about architecture, interior design, product design, architecture history, landscape design, urban design, everything. Have a look at the courses here, right? They shared on my website. If you are really determined, then feel free to click on the little box on the right and drop me a line. I'll get back to you within 24 hours and we are going to start the architecture drawing lessons after. Take care, draw nicely.